My name's Sheena Phillips and I live in Haddington near Edinburgh. I've been a gallery artist for about 30 years, very soon after I started painting. I've had work accepted by various juried exhibitions, the Royal Society of Watercolour Painters, the Scottish Royal Society of Watercolour Painters, and the smaller ones like Aberdeen Artists and the mall galleries, the Open Eye, that was quite good. Having shown with the Royal Scottish Society of Watercolour Painters quite a number of times, I've gained a bit more confidence. I tried to meet up with more people, more groups, and I got involved with the International Watercolour Society, and through that I ended up showing with a selected group from Scotland in Fabriano in Aquarello, which Fabriano is a paper-making town. They call it a city in Italy. So I've been out there a few times, and that was really interesting, and it also gave me more confidence than I had before. I found Louise's Find Your Joy and Nick Wilton's free courses as well, and they both really gave me things that I had been looking for, and I was able to reflect on my painting and look critically at my work and the compositions. I didn't want to have to paint to make money all the time, and I wasn't making that much of it anyway, but I realised that there is another path. And as I've been teaching, I was actually teaching for about 5 classes a week with the council, and not just here. But I ended up just eventually doing 1 class a week here, which I still do. My work's nearly always representational, and because I was trying to make a living, I was scared to change, and I knew I wanted something else, so it did set me free. I have always loved landscape. I painted landscapes, moors, mountains, waterfalls, and cityscapes and seascapes. Very seldom with people in them, but that's just me. I got a lot of demands, which a lot of you'll know from family and elderly parents, children with, one child with mental health problems, and it does, take your mind away from what you're going to do. So I pulled back a bit, although I carried on teaching because it was a regular income. I still have some galleries now, but I don't have the pressure. And I don't miss that at all. No more deadlines. I'm basically using 2 spare rooms and a bit of my bedroom as an office. I'm mostly doing painting watercolour as well, because that always put me off showing anything, because most people seem to paint in acrylic. Although I do a bit mixed media, it's always been watercolour, and I teach watercolour. This is more or less a whole view of the upper floor of the granary where we are, and there's plenty of equipment and places to keep paper, plant chests, lovely views into courtyards, really old-fashioned type places. And then that's basically it. Got a kitchen, a library, and storage space. This is actually got from IKEA. Other shops are available, but it was an ex-display thing, and I'm going to, if I can get it to go, all these pull out so I can keep my papers in it nice and tidy. They're all going to fall out. And some paintings as well, and just all my bits and pieces, and more bits and pieces, and bags full of small paintings and bits and pieces. My little chest of drawers that keeps all my drawing things, and pastels. And then at the bottom there should be the oil pastels, but I've got them out just now. Loads of old brushes, and that was the painting style I started doing during lockdown when I first was introduced to, well, I was maybe doing it just before I was introduced to Louise. So go through. And this is the other room I've got. Again, spare bedroom, but nice light by the window. And I use a Perspex sheet when I do wet and wet. This is dried out, but I just wet the back and I stick it down. My brushes, and I've got new paints to play with. So that'll be fun when I get round to it. And at Christmas, got a new sketchbook. So I don't think it really matters which way around it is. But I've just been going mad with it, trying out different colours and ideas, gessoing it, and playing about with line again. I always go back to lines.